QX 104 Country.
Hey, Justin.
How are you, buddy?
Good, man. How you doing?
And I'm good.
Good.
Good to talk to you.
Dude, I'm so happy to be chatting with you. I love the fact that you're wearing a Titleist hat right now. I lost 3 of those golf balls yesterday. So
Hey, only 3 is a good thing for me, man.
well, that's only 3 Titleist golf balls. I lost some other ones too.
Oh, I got you.
How you been, man? Congratulations about another number 1.
Thank you. I've been good, man. I appreciate you asking. And yeah, it's exciting. It's kind of crazy. And my manager and I were talking yesterday on the phone, like, can you believe it's our 11th number 1, whatever. And I'm like, man, I just remember moving to Nashville hoping to have 1 hit. Number 1 wasn't even in the vocabulary, much less, this many of them. And I'm so thankful and humbled. And, man, radio has been so good to me. I'm so appreciative.
It's 11 number 1s. You got 6 studio albums. You started back in 2009. And you're still just a young pup. You're only 38 years old. Like, what do you have? What can you possibly set for goals now? Because to me, you've accomplished so much and you've got such an incredible fan base. Like, what other goals can you set for yourself? You've achieved so much.
Well, I don't feel young most of the time because I've started wearing readers. So that's ridiculous. But yeah, man, I signed my record deal in 07 and
Crazy.
and started my radio tour and all that stuff. And so to be out here doing this for 15 years is just insane. I mean, you hope that's what happens, but you don't know, obviously. And so as far as goals, I've already done way more than I ever. We've been very fortunate to have success for that long, and I don't know that I really dreamed even that big, if that makes sense. So, at first it was like, hey, let's have a hit. Okay, let's put an album out, and hopefully we're not a one-hit wonder. And then, the first few years of my career, I thought, man, if I could just have enough hits to where I don't ever have to get a real job and I can do this for a living, that'll be cool. And then we kind of got to that point, and man, everything now is kind of the cherry on top or the icing on the cake or whatever you want to say. But I would love to become a member of the Opry at some point. Probably could have done that by now, but it requires you to be there quite often. And I live in Arkansas, where I'm from.
Yeah.
I don't live in Nashville, and it would require me to I coach all my kids in sports, so all their softball, basketball, that kind of stuff. And so it would require me to leave during the middle of the week and go play shows at the Opry and miss a doubleheader or a ball practice, and I'm just not willing to do that right now. Maybe when the kids are gone and out of the house, that's something I think would be really, really special. And I have a ton of respect for the Grand Ole Opry. So that's something that comes to mind. And then I don't know, hell, let's get 11 more number 1s. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, damn, Justin, you're so damn relatable, man. Like, cause you just talked about, like how you have your career goal, but you also want to be an awesome kick-ass dad, right? Like, how many people in real life battle that every single day? It's like, you might have career aspirations, but the most important thing that you have in your life are your children.
Yeah. Man, it's funny because when I first moved to Nashville, obviously I was single. I didn't have kids. And I wanted to, sell more albums than Garth Brooks and have more number 1s than George Strait and, all these lofty things that are
dream big,
really not even attainable. But that when I got married, that my priorities changed. And so, I've probably missed out on things by moving back home and not living in Nashville, whether it be awards or stuff like that. But what I've gained is more important to me. I get to see my mom and dad all the time. You know,
Yeah.
we go to church where I grew up, where I was baptized, and my kids have all been saved in that church, and those things matter more to me than, you know, the I guess the career statistics and that kind of stuff. And, you know, I mean, people go, when I say this, but I mean, God is first, my family, and then music's like third on the priority list for me. So, you know, that's not the way everybody views it, but that's the way I do. And so,
Well, you shared a pretty real picture there on social media, man. Sending off your youngest to school on the first day of
that was
school.
tough, man.
How you feeling, buddy?
I'm better. I'm
Yeah.
better. Yeah, it was kind of a double whammy because my son, who's our youngest, he's 5. He started kindergarten, and my oldest started junior high the same day. So it was pretty emotional, and I'm an emotional guy. Like I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve. My wife is kind of the opposite. She's like, go on, you know. But one of my daughters walked out, and I was hugging my son, and of course boo-hooing, and he was crying, I was crying. I mean, and one of them goes, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, I did this with all y'all too, so shut up. Like, I did it every time one of them started kindergarten, man. It just, I don't know, it's emotional. And it was, you know, with him, it's the
Sure.
last one, you know, so,
Yeah.
but I'm doing better. I'm doing better.
Well,
He's doing good.
you're the exact opposite of one of my buddies who was like, it was like Christmas morning because I had finally had a free house. They're all in school now. He was stoked about it. So everyone's
True.
different, man. Going
That
back to
is nice, I will say.
yeah, for sure. Going back to the new single, it mentions that it's a tribute to your wife as well, right? Like with the woman you love.
Yeah, so we just celebrated 20 years together, and this month, this month, we'll be married for 15 years. So and she's the one that she told me, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 months ago before we put the song out. She's like, you know, you haven't put a love song out in a long time. I'm like, oh, really? I really like the beer drinking stuff. You know? And but I turned in the album that'll come out early next year with the single on it. And everybody flipped out over this song. My wife loved this song, and I was like, all right, whatever, you know. And looking back on it, you know, our first love song we put out was Till My Last Day. And I didn't know if it was going to work because we had put kind of hell raising kind of stuff out prior to that, or lifestyle kind of songs with Small Town USA. And I didn't know if the fans wanted to hear that kind of stuff from us. And it was a big record, #1. And we've not put a love song out now that has not gone #1. So maybe we should do more of that. And maybe I should listen to my wife a little more.
Yeah. And did
yeah,
she bring that up? Did she bring that up? She's like, hey, you're hitting #1s every time you write about it.
No, I'm not going to tell her she's that smart. But no, you know, the idea for the song kind of came from I'm not the biggest fan of cats. And she just one day brought home like 2 cats. We had no conversation about it, nothing. She just brought them home. One of them now sleeps with us. But I was kind of telling this story to the guys I wrote the song with, and we were kind of talking. We were all, you know, we're all married, have been for a while, and talking about the fact that, like, man, when I was 18 or 20 or 23 or whatever, I'm like, I would never do this, and I'd never do that, and I'd never do that. And well, yeah, you will. You'll do it all. You'll do way more than you think you'll do if you get the right one. So
Yeah, I just watched The Bachelorette the other night, man. I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah.
I just want to talk about, because you're going on tour here, man. Well, the first time I saw you was in Fargo. I went down there to check out the concert, and I was jacked because I was a big Roundy Hauser fan. I just gotten into country music, started working in country music, And I knew,
Hauser's great, man.
oh, it was such a cool
he's
concert.
So good.
But here's the thing, like in watching Randy, I listened to his albums and I sung along with a bunch of his different songs because I was a fan. You hit the stage afterwards and working in country radio, I forgot just how many songs you had and whether they went number one or not. It was the biggest karaoke sing-along party I have ever seen in my life. The crowd went nuts. I was honestly floored. I came back to Winnipeg to do the show the Monday morning. I'm like, you guys should have seen Justin Moore. And not only just seeing Justin Moore, it's seeing the fans and how wild they get. I'm betting you cannot wait to see all that once you're on the road here again on this tour.
Yeah, man, we've been so fortunate. The fans have kind of, they've been a huge, obviously, it's an understatement of the century, but they've been a huge part of this. I mean, it takes, everybody from the label to the management to all my team, but the fans have been there from the get-go, just like country radio has been for us, and you kind of alluded to it, but like, we've had 11 number ones now and probably 10 other hits on the radio that were, 2s or 4s or 13s or, whatever they went to. The fans don't care what they went to. They don't know. I mean, if I ask 100 fans right now to write down my 11 number ones, I bet nobody would get them right. The biggest song we play every night arguably is Beta Hook, and I think it went to 15 or something like that. And so we're blessed in that regard. I don't know what to attribute that to. We have album cuts that people, if we don't play them, they're upset. I don't know why that is, but I'm certainly thankful for it. And that was a fun tour. If I'm not mistaken, that was my first arena headlining tour. I think it was the Off the Beaten Path tour.
Yeah, man.
2013 or something.
That's like exactly that. It, dude. It was so fun.
And I mean, Hauser's amazing. He and I came out around the same time. He came out just before me. I think he was like a single ahead of me. So we did all these acoustic shows together at radio. And I tell you what, man, it's not fun to follow him. I can promise you. But it was a blast having him out, and we had Josh Thompson on that tour as well.
That's right.
I just have a ton of respect for him. There's not a bigger fan of Josh Thompson than me, from his songwriting to his artistry, and as a person. So,
dude, I'm blown away that you can remember all this, considering how many shows you've done. Like honestly, like you can remember all this stuff. Like it's pretty.
Well, that was a fun tour, man. We had some fun out there on that particular tour, and those are two of my best friends in the industry. So,
oh, fantastic, man! I know you got good relationships in the country music industry, and good artists and good people. And as I mentioned earlier, you're a relatable dude. And when you're relatable, you tend to have more success, right? And I'll let you go here shortly, but before we get to that, I did want to mention, because I'm a massive baseball fan, and I know obviously you are as well. Yeah. And I've seen that you say that you root for anybody but the Yankees. So me being a Jays fan, I just want to connect with you on that level right now, because I'm a big Blue Jays fan with playoffs coming up. Who are you rooting for going into the playoffs?
I'm a Braves fan.
Are you? Okay.
So when I grew up, I don't know how old you are, but
40.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would guess we're close to the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be 39 shortly. Growing up where I did, there were two options of games you could watch each day. So you could watch the Braves on TBS, or you could watch the Cubs on WGN.
Right.
And I thought, well, man, I'm not a Yankee. I can't root for some team up north, and the Braves were really good at the time. I mean, that was the 90s when they had Glavine and Smoltz and Maddox and, all those guys, Avery and Wohlers. And so I became a Braves fan then. They were kind of the team of the South, if you will, almost like the Cowboys are for football. I'm not a Cowboys fan, obviously. But they were kind of that. And what was really neat was, we won it in 95, and I was 12, 94 or 95. I forget.
95, because we beat you the year prior, I believe, right?
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Gotta
Thanks
get.
for
I just
reminding me.
had to get that one in there, Justin.
Yeah. So we've been to the playoffs a number of times since then, and those teams were still really good. We won the pennant X amount of years in a row, but had never won another ring. My oldest daughter, who is 12, she and I got to watch every pitch of the World Series last year. So I got to watch, the final out to win the World Series with her at the same age I was when I was watching with my dad. However many
Yeah,
years ago
man.
that was. So it was really cool, man. But
That's the
but
beauty.
yeah, so I'm a Braves fan.
That's a beauty of baseball, man. It's something that's so special that you can connect with your family. And yeah, that was a big win. I was extra happy. I'm not a Braves fan, but I was
couldn't
extra
believe
happy. Well, I was extra happy because your general manager is a Canadian boy. So
Oh, really?
yeah, double A, Alex Anthopoulos.
Nice. I did not
So
know that.
now I feel like you may owe
Well,
Canada.
he did a great job. I mean, because when our stud went out early in the season,
Yeah,
I
man.
think it was before the All-Star break, I think, and I thought, man, there's no way we're it's over, and he went and picked up a few guys right around the trade deadline, and man, they just took off. It was crazy.
Well, so if they owe that World Series to Canadian boy, now you got to do Canada a favor and come up here, man. We would love to see you very, very soon here in Winnipeg.
I would love to, man.
Across this country. Hopefully you're able to make it up here soon, man.
Yeah, we love coming up that way, man. It's I'll never forget. I know you got to go, but the first time I went up there, our hit at the time was Small Town USA. We came up there on the I think it was a Miranda Lambert tour, and I thought, man, they're gonna hate me. And it's my only song that they know is about the USA. And everybody sang every word, and
yeah,
it was awesome, man. So I've loved it ever since.
Well, we'll sing along to that song. We'll sing along to your new single. We'll sing along to all 11 of your number ones. And like you said before, 10 or 20 other top 20s, man. You've been an incredible artist. We're so happy to have the opportunity to chat with you, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Dustin.
I really appreciate your time, man. Thanks so much for the support.
All the best. Good luck to you in the playoffs, but not too good a luck.
Hey,
Hopefully we see you in the
good
World
luck to you,
Series.
Jays, man.
Thanks, buddy.
See you, buddy.
Take care. Bye.